Fighters, today I'm going to talk to some of you that are working your tails off. You're working really hard. You're trying to win in business. You're trying to grow your business. But sadly, you are making some big mistakes that are causing big harm to your business. And today I'm going to share 5 of those mistakes that you might be making. And if you could clean those up, it'll be smooth sailing in your business going forward. Let's go. All right, so you're working your tail off, but I'm sitting here going, man, I'm seeing a lot of contractors make mistakes. So I wanted to address that here today for you all. First mistake that so many home improvement contractors are making that are holding back their success, that are basically like drilling holes in your own damn boat, is you are still thinking like a common contractor. You haven't pulled this out of this. What I mean by that is you still say things like, well, I can't get those margins in my trade, or, can't get 50% gross profit in my area. You don't know the illegals, man, and the going rate around here and all this other stuff. Guys, instead of seeing the evidence of other people succeeding with their mindset and the way they approach their business and stuff, you're camping out on all the reasons why you can't be successful. Okay? And that's hurting you. You're simply being a common contractor. The uncommon contractor, he's like, hey, if somebody else can do it, I can fucking do it. It's that simple. You can do that too. Somebody else is doing this, I can make this much money. If somebody else is running their business this way, I can do it too. It's no different than when Roger Bannister, or whatever his name was, broke the 4-minute mile barrier. It couldn't be done. As soon as he did it, which took forever to break that barrier, like a crazy amount of people within the next 12 months broke it because they saw that it was possible. I've done so many videos here about mindset and how charging the going rate is screwing up your business and keeping you poor and shit like that. I'm telling you right now, the number one mistake that I see that sabotages a contracting business is you are still thinking like everybody else. Well, let me tell you right now, almost everybody else is stressed out, doesn't have enough money, debt is growing, relationships are struggling, their health sucks. I could keep going on and on and on. It's your choice to decide if you want to keep thinking like a common contractor or not. The second thing that I see contractors continue to do that hurts their business is they take this approach that I already know how to sell. I know how to sell. Sales isn't my problem, Tom. Okay? It's this, that, and the other thing. You might be charismatic. You might be likable. You might be able to get along with people. And you're probably having a lot of success because of that. I'll give that to you. Okay? Likability, charisma, those are good things. However, most contractors have spent Zippo time learning the skill of sales. It is a skill, just like carpentry, painting, flooring, building a water feature, a retaining wall, fixing the electricity, whatever it is. Guys, those are skills that are practiced. They're developed. You learned. You went to school. You did whatever you did. You mentored under somebody. Yet when it comes to sales, I continually hear contractor after contractor brag about how good they are as a salesperson when they're really just winging it because they simply lack a process that takes charge of how this is going to go with a prospect. Okay, if you don't have a take charge process, okay, that protects your time, respects their time, really understands their motive, and you talk about money, all the things I've talked about in our Contractor Sales Academy videos and shit like that here, guys, if you're not embracing and training in your process, you're struggling. You're underperforming as a salesperson. I promise you. Your sales process also needs to be the one that connects with people in an unusual way. The last point was talking about don't be an uncommon contractor. Well, too many of y'all are common contractors when it comes to sales. You grab your fancy little notebook or your iPad, you walk around the house, you take your measurements because you just ran out there because they said they wanted you. We're doing this project and we saw you online and you had good reviews and you're like, yay, I'm going to get the job. And then you go out there, you tap dance for these people, Tell them how great you are, and then you wonder why they're hiding when you start sending the money part over. Your sales process, if it is not bringing you higher than your industry average gross profits, net profits, and personal income, then you got to fix that shit. Okay? That's a huge mistake that I see, is that guys simply don't embrace the idea of learning to sell because they think they got it all figured out because they're selling some jobs. Third, number 3, mistake that I see that is causing huge damage in the average contracting business, guys, is you're not job costing. This is so simple, yet so many people get hung up on this. You know what it is? Here's what it is. You take one of these and you take a piece of paper, and at the end of the job, okay, you sit down and you go, okay, I sold the job for 10 grand. It cost me this much in labor, cost me this much in material. I minus that in permits and anything else to do the job. Subtract those numbers from what you sold it for. What's left? Okay, if it isn't at least half the money, you got some work to do. Here's what I've found. So don't overcomplicate that. Yeah, you can have a fancy spreadsheet and other shit that we have, whatever. But it simply takes a pen and a piece of paper and 10 minutes of your time, a half an hour of your time a week. Job cost the projects. Hey, I thought this was going to take 100 hours and it was going to cost me X amount in labor. What did it actually take? I thought we were going to spend this much in material. What did we actually spend? Okay, that's simply job costing. That one act alone will teach you your numbers. A lot of guys are like, I don't know my numbers. I don't know my numbers. I don't know my numbers. I'm telling you right now, this is what it means to know your numbers. This is the first step in knowing your numbers, is learn from the data, apply what you're learning. Wow, I got my ass kicked on that. I was really happy to sell that $100,000 job, and wow, I made 7 grand. Okay? Seen that happen because they didn't price it right. So guess what happens? That's part of your education. So this is what wisdom is built on. This is how wisdom happens and all that shit, right? You learn as you go and you make the changes as you go. That's what it means to know your numbers. If you want to immediately fix your money head trash about, I'm not sure if I could raise my prices, Tom, because we talk about that a lot, start job costing. 100% of the time that we've worked with somebody and they've had any hesitation about raising their prices, I said, just job cost every job you've done in the last 60 days and then call me. 100% of the time, and this has happened hundreds of times, by the way, 100% of the time they're like, yeah, you're right, I got to raise my prices. This is bullshit. I'm working for free. Okay, guys, not job costing is killing your business. Fourth thing that you're doing that's hurting your business is you have a wrong approach to marketing your company. Meaning you are lacking a clear plan. You haven't taken the time to identify who your ideal client is, what your ideal project type is. How am I going to attract them? Okay, how am I going to get their eyeballs on me in things that are relevant to them so that my marketing message can speak to them in their pain and their pleasure so that I'm their only choice? So you don't have that strategy, you don't have that plan in place, and then you lack consistency. Your phone starts ringing, you start selling a lot of jobs. You're like, oh man, I can't take on any more work. So what do? You take your foot off the marketing gas pedal because you don't want to be overwhelmed and too busy. Guys, when you are not focused on building your brand 365 days a year, you are hurting your business. See, when a guy or a contractor, guy, girl, whatever you are, okay, says to me, oh, I had to stop marketing because I got too many leads and I had too many jobs and we're booked too far out. Guys, I'm telling you, that is code. Again, I've done this long enough. That is code for I don't trust myself to grow as a leader so that I can scale my business. So I'm going to keep putting a lid on the thing and keep it small and comfortable. There are plenty of people out there that you can hire, even though you think there's not. There are plenty of people out there in the world that will pay your higher prices. There are plenty of people that want to do business with you if you deliver an amazing experience for them. And they will be glad to pay you to make a great profit and have a great living and take care of your family. But it doesn't happen without a relentless attack mindset when it comes to your leads and your marketing. Okay? A lot of you aren't spending enough money on marketing. You're half-assing stuff with your website and your company identity and the branding. I could go on and on. I'm telling you, one of the biggest mistakes I see, that's why it's in these 5, is you have the wrong approach to marketing. You think, well, my work should just speak for itself. If I'm doing good work, they'll just find me. That's fucking bullshit, guys. There are more amazing craftsmen that are broke, telling you right now, than there are shitty craftsmen that have a lot of money because they figured out marketing and sales. So why don't you bring the whole package together, market your ass off, sell your tail off in a way that's unique and different, and produce the better quality work and get paid for it. That's a novel idea. 5th thing, you have not become a people expert. This is a tough one, guys. See, your leadership and the culture that you're allowing to develop or that's grown in your company needs to be intentional. You have a company culture. It might be chaotic and all this other shit. You are leading, but you might be doing a shitty job of it. If you can't seem to keep people, develop people in your company to come in at a starting point and work their way up the ladder, and they actually have a clear path and a future and stuff, that's attractive, you're going to struggle. Keeping a team together, building a team, which is what I meant in the last point about marketing your business, is that you don't trust yourself to become the leader you need to be to scale your business. And it's holding you back. You have this mindset that there's no good people out there. Guys, that's a look in the mirror thing. You got to lead yourself first if you're going to lead other people. You got to lead with optimism and enthusiasm and a clear path and a clear target. And many of you aren't doing that. If you're going to master this people game, you've got to become an expert at the communication game with other human beings. Understand what makes people tick, how to communicate to this person versus this person, because I guarantee it's different in most cases. Communicate clear expectations of how people succeed in your company. That's big. And if you're not doing that, it's holding you back, because those FWs that you want working for you, they leave. And they tell you they leave because somebody offered them another buck. That's not why they left. They left because your shitty leader and your culture is lacking. It's the truth. And I know it's the truth because it was me for many years. I was a shitty leader. I was good in some areas, shitty in others. And until I really embraced being a people expert, it was a struggle to find or recruit and build and retain a team because I wasn't committed to it. One of the keys to you being a better leader is seeing yourself as a coach, seeing yourself as a mentor. If I had a nickel for all the times people have messaged me and said, yeah, I taught this guy how to tape baseboard or cut this or do this or whatever it was, and I had to show him 2 times and he still doesn't get it, so I fired his ass, I'm like, dude, you made a huge mistake in 95% of the cases. Being a good leader is going to require a lot of patience and nurturing of people. And if you don't want to do that, then go work for somebody else. Okay, and just work on the crew. But if you're in any leadership capacity whatsoever, you've got to become a people expert. You can't win without people. And a good leader who's going to scale his business profitably and get himself out of the center of everything and actually be able to take some time off and enjoy his life and not be a slave to his business has to master the people thing. The faster you do that, the easier everything else becomes in your business. All right, so hopefully you look in the mirror with the stuff that we've been talking about today. I gave you 5 things. Check yourself. Implement and change the stuff that you need to change. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, move on. It's that simple. So many, I could add a 6th thing here of mistakes that are sabotaging your business here, hurting your business. And it would be you're just not, number 6, if I had one, guys, would be you're not implementing what you know to do. All the knowledge in the world will not help you at all. It's useless unless you apply it. Okay, so pick something here today that you're not as strong as you want to be in, figure out what you need to apply, and then do it. I promise when you do that, things will turn around and you'll enjoy your business. Appreciate you hanging out with me here today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I like my little new subscription sign. Isn't that cute? Anyway, all right, subscribe, like, share with another contractor that you know needs this. Super appreciate you guys. Check out the description below, guys. We got some cool links to some resources for you guys to grow your business. And with that, you guys rock. I got to roll. I'm out of here.